this lesson, we're going to speaking about the cut instruction. The cut instruction permit to perform divisions in an area using cuts that obey two certain rules. For example, we're going to start with a simple sketch for our lesson here, a 10 by 10 sketch with the labels on its edges, north, south, east, and west, the default labels. And we're going to perform a cut. A cut, first you have to define the sketch for the cut. Not always that sketch have to be the same with the area you will cut, but it helps is the most equal as possible, because you never know the exact dimensions of the area, because of you may have variations on your model, and the area may change in every render of your model. You will set something like a guidance for that area. Now we will create a compass sketch for that cut, the same of the area, the same instruction of the sketch of the project, and I will perform the cut. The area not always have the same dimensions, and the only guidance you have for now is the labels on your edges. If I perform a cut from here to here, as you can see, the cut have a direction, have a sense, is like a vector, and you are giving the system the information that the cut will start in the west side of your side, the west edge of your side, and will end in the east edge of your side. For now, we're going to let this in this way, and we will see the results. We save, and let's see the result. As you can see, the cut, as you said before, starts in the west side and end in the east side of your area. If you select another model, you will have different variations of that cut, but obeying that rule. Start in the west and end in the east. But I want to have more control of that cut. Now you will describe the geometric characteristic of your cut using the facts. I select my cut, and here you can see a list of possible facts to describe your geometry. For example, I want this cut to be parallel to one of the sides. If you touch here this icon, we'll start the labels to describe the parts of your cut. This is my cut, and the bases are the sides of the area. I will say that my cut must be parallel to this side that is base 0. And I'll say, I select my cut, and I will say parallel, and here I select the item, base 0, and now let's see the result. This is a fact. I create a fact here, and the result is the following. Now my cut will be always parallel to the south side of my area, and we'll start in the west and end in the east. We'll be adding more and more rules to describe my code as the way I want to the code as the way I want the code to perform. Okay? Now we're going to add another fact, that is, I will select my code and I will set the distance between my cut and the base 0. This is the distance here, the distance between cut 0 and base 0 will be, and I here can select as a range of distances, for example, between 1 unit and 3 units. And now the result is the following. The code will be parallel to the south side, and the distance between the code and the south side will be between 1 unit and 3 units. As you can see, the code always stay in that range of distances. If I want only one distance, an exact distance, I can remove this fact and select exact distance and remake my my fact and say exactly 3 units, and now I got my code that it will be always 3 units, as you can see here in the left bottom part of the left bottom corner of my screen. You can see the distance will be 3 units. Now, as you can see, if I change the shape of my sketch, I change the shape of my area, the facts will remain the same. My code will still parallel to the south side, and the distance between this cut and this side will remain 3 units. Not this side, because this side now is not perpendicular now to this cut. The distance, the perpendicular between this cut and this side will be 3 meters. That's important because when you add variations to the geometry, you need to your cuts remain obeying the rules you set in your facts. Now it's time to add labels to those regions. As you can see, the regions have no labels, and this side on those regions have no label either. Let me restore my sketch. Let me make it again. Resolve 10 by 10, and that's it. Okay, now you can select some labels for the regions. Here you select your region, you select labels and assign label. This will be south, this will be north, and then you can use, for each region, you can use the apply compass to your region, that this function put a label in each side of your region using the default labels of your system, that is north, south, east, and west, in the normal distribution. As you can see now, if I select this and save and render, now I got here where before here have no label, this side, and now have south, and have the normal distribution here in this other region that I did not apply the compass. This side lacks of label. Now here, if I select this area and apply compass, and now I got my side labeled as north. Okay, you can use any label you want. If you, instead of north, you want another label, you select the side here, the side, and assign another label that could be, for example, west. The result will be this. Now you have this edge of this region as west. But I prefer to use the compass because make more controllable the resultant areas that maybe I want perform more operations on those areas. Then using, I can select and make more cuts or an extrude, etc. And I need my sides will be perfectly arranged, and the more easy way is having a compass on your areas. Another thing you can make with your cut is using curve cut. If I select my cut and with right click I select curve, now I have a Bezier curve with to roll it, and I can make a curve in my cut. And in the same way that in profiles, you can select the size of the segments of that curve. As you can see, this is my curve. The segments have an automatic distance, but if I select, I can here I can select, for example, 0.5 units to my segments and adjust by axis, for example, and then as you can see, the segments will have the same size, that is 0.5 in this case, and in this way you can set your curve. For example, you can do a double curvature like this, and this will be the result. And you can go back to the straight line using flat. Now, in my cut configuration, I can add more cuts, for example, and more facts. Now I'm going to perform a cut from the cut 0 to base 2, from cut 0 to base 2. And I will say that this cut, and I will press Ctrl to select multiple parts of my cut. I will press Ctrl and select the other cut. As you can see, I got two cuts, and the facts that remain, that will be the possible facts that I can make with those parts. Okay, I can set those parts will be perpendicular, and now I can say I will select this area, select this side of the area, and then pressing Ctrl, I will select this whole cut. I can say that the exact length of this part that will be cut 1 south source R, this part will be 50% of the whole cut 0, like this. The result of that will be, now I got this other code in the half of this cut distance. If I change that fact to 30%, the result will be this one. This will be 3 of 10 units, that is 30%. In my facts, I can use simple values, or I can use variables. If I define a variable here, that is W, and I say this variable will be 5 units, I can here use this variable using this switch. I select my variable, and now the distance between these two cuts will be 5 units, that is the value of the W variable. The same, I can use expressions. Instead of using my variable, I can use an expression that could be W minus 2 units, minus 4 units, for example. That is an expression, and my result will be now the distance between this cut and this side will be 1 unit, that is 5 minus 4, and that's the using of an expression. If you want to see a list of all the facts that you use in this whole code, you can select this, show facts, and this is all the facts that I set for this code. This is the previous facts that name the bases, south, east, north, and west. Then set this the code 0 parallel to base 0, and the rest of the facts that I perform in this code. As you can see, in the code setting, in the code configuration, it doesn't matter how it looks, because this code is more nearest to this side, but what matters is the facts, is the description of your code, not the appearance of this. The system will make what you describe in your facts. Doesn't matter the dimensions of the area. If I change this to a bigger area, as you can see, the area of the code remains 10 by 10 meters, but what you will obtain is what you describe in your facts. Like this, the area is bigger, but the facts remain the same, despite of the appearance of your code configuration. That's a thing to keep in mind, because you have to have an abstraction of what you are seeing on your code and what you want as a result. You have to describe the code, and you will have the result you want. If you describe it well, you will have the result that you want. That's it for this lesson. In the next lesson, we'll be talking about more things about the code instruction, because it's a very important instruction. I have more things to speak about it. That's it. Goodbye.